want you to show me.
It's your running guru here. Welcome to another episode of Tech Review Videos. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. It'll help my channel a lot. In today's video, I want to talk about compression, socks and sleeves for your legs. Increased blood flow, which increases performance, reduces potential risk of injury. That is the name of the game. All right, here I have CEP. There are a lot of other brands of compression socks and sleeves on the market. I personally choose CEP because it's the only medical grade sports compression on the market. It is a graduated compression, so it gradually gets looser as it gets higher to help with blood flow coming back to the heart. 20 to 30 millimeters of mercury compression is that medical grade and it's certified. All right, so a lot of runners say that this doesn't help, which I will agree with, but I'm not saying it doesn't help with everybody, because whether you are a high performance runner or you are a walker, you have diabetes, someone with poor blood flow, or if you're using it just for recovery or injury prevention. So let's talk about those high performance runners. They say that they don't work. It could essentially be hindering some blood flow because, especially with a sleeve, you are getting a barrier of compression here, where I would definitely recommend the full sock where you add both parts to it and the compression actually starts on the foot level. It is a moisture wicking sock, but it would tend to increase some temperature. I would say that temperature, especially heat, reduces on performance. But you're looking at a range of 0, I will even say in some cases it may not help people, but I'll say 0 to 60% of helping people. So someone that has diabetes or purpling of the lower leg, the increase, the pressure, the compression, the increase of blood flow is going to help that. And I've seen that with people time and time again, where you have a diabetic with very poor blood flow in the lower leg, the blood is pooling, and it takes away all of that color, all that purpling. It works really well. I'd say in someone like that with some type of damage or inefficiency of the lower leg, it's going to help more of that 60% range. The 15-minute 5K, however, it may or may not help them. Depends on the person, depends on how you apply it. I will be showing the best way to apply it near the end of this video, so stay tuned. But I just wanted to put that out there, that there is a large range of people that it does and does not work for. So let's talk about the sock itself, the sock and the sleeve. I would say that the sleeve is only for activity. If you want to use one for recovery, I would use the full sock sleeve combo, but the sleeve is only for activity. The reason that I come up with that is because the barrier of compression that this is putting on the ankle, whenever you start exercising and the blood flow starts to increase, pressure starts to increase, I think it's going to help. But whenever you're trying to recover and you're in that seated position, there is going to be a barrier of compression there where I think it could reduce some on the lower leg. Overall, it could help. I'm going to say that I use the full sock, especially for recovery. Best bang for your buck, the full sock. You can use it to exercise in, you can use it to recover. Best of both worlds. Okay, how is the compression working? Okay, so you may or may not have heard in this video, you'll hear about it. The calves are considered the second heart of your body. The reason is because whenever your calves flex, they actually pump blood up towards your heart. The further you get away from your heart, the lower the blood flow is going to get. So calves are designed to, whenever they flex, they're going to pump blood. So people who are sitting stagnant throughout the day, maybe at a computer desk, you could definitely benefit from compression socks because they're going to help compress and bring that blood back up. If you're constantly walking around, the calves are working more normally. Compression socks could help in that case, just because it's going to make it more efficient, and I'll explain why. So in your veins, arteries, they pump the blood out of the heart so you can get the rich oxygen to those extremities. veins, they're going to carry the blood back. All right, the veins, especially in the lower legs, they have valves on them. So whenever your heart pumps, the valves are going to open and then they're going to close so that gravity doesn't pull the blood back down to down to the bottom, the lower extremity, because gravity is constantly pulling. As you age and as you get older, the valves, or if you experience damage, the valves can be offset or actually skewed so that whenever they pump, they're still somewhat working, but they're not working as efficiently. So that's why the younger person isn't going to experience much of a gain, and someone with some type of damage, older, or even diabetes or something like that, they're going to experience a lot more gain. You've probably experienced a lot more in life. There's been some damage. The body isn't working as efficiently as it used to. It just happens as we get older. So when you add that compression to it, boom, it's going to pull those valves back together, and that aspect is going to help work more efficiently. So another way that it's going to help is it's going to help compress. Compressing all the muscles in the lower leg essentially helps stabilize. So someone who has shin splints or some type of like plantar fasciitis, someone trying to recover from some type of inflammation, the compression and the graduated compression is just going to help overall with the blood flow, and it's going to help recover those injuries, and it's going to help reduce on inefficiencies. Inefficiencies essentially promote injury. So in saying that, my conclusion is I would try it or I wouldn't. Now I'm going to talk about how to apply them. Okay, so you see I don't have the full length sock here, but I do have the compression sleeve. I'm going to go ahead and put it on my leg, and we'll take a look at it, and I'll show the application process, the do's and the don'ts, which is very important. So how to apply the sock or the sleeve, the do's and the don'ts. Do put it on normally without ripping it, so using your fingernails to pull it up is not a good idea because you can rip some of the threads. So putting it on front, make sure it's your left and right specifics, because the socks will have an L or an R on them. That indicates that's the right way to put it on. The don'ts, whenever you put them on, make sure that it's not folded over on itself at any point or has any creases on the leg. You want it to be nice and smooth on the leg. Any folds or creases are essentially increasing the compression in that area. That is not what you want to do. The difference between the men's and the women's, the women's is shorter than the men's. Other than that, they're exactly the same. So if you are shorter in stature, look at the women's sock. Just don't get the bright pink colors if you don't want to, but it's going to work for you. When you put it on, make sure that you evenly distribute the materials over your leg, because if you get it on and then you pull really tight at the top, this part down here is not going to be as stretched as this part, so you're going to have a lot more compression there. It's supposed to be graduated anyway, but you don't want an excessive amount of compression somewhere. You want it to be evenly distributed. So I would recommend putting your thumbs in there and working it around until it gets up on the leg nice and straight, and you're on the right foot, your R and your L. It's going to be a anatomical, biomechanical fit, so make sure you get that part right. Also, other than that, I think you're going to be perfectly fine. Definitely give it a try. See if your calves are less sore the next day, or if you just feel more efficient. I'll go ahead with a personal attestment. I have larger calves. More weight being on the lower leg is essentially going to slow you down for running. I feel like the compression on my lower leg reduces fluid buildup, so it reduces some sort of weight at the lower leg, and I do feel an increase, especially when doing track workouts. I would definitely recommend compression products. Give it a try yourself. Have a nice day.